Charts don't lie. Charts don't lie. Okay, sometimes they do lie, because you know they try to play us, but this time they don't lie. I'm gonna get into it, and we gonna finally understand why I say charts don't lie. All right, this is an update video based off of the last video that I made September 2nd. All right, let's talk about it. Well, like I said, it's been a while since I posted a video. It's been quite a while, but I wanted to give an update based off of the last video that I posted. So if you go back until like September of 2025 and you check, the last video I posted was about a sector called XLE, and I've gone over briefly things like sector rotation, where money flows from one sector to another, whether it's flowing in or it's flowing out. For the past couple of months since September, the narrative has definitely been heavily driven about AI and tech, and we can look at the charts and determine where price is going to go. Now obviously nothing is guaranteed, but we have our strong biases, our confluences with the patterns that are showing up in the chart. On my last video, I was talking about, again, XLE. And XLE was looking like it was getting ready to set up for an explosive move to the upside. Now, again, you can go fact check me and go check the video either on my YouTube channel or in Trade Ideas and see if I was correct on my analysis. So let's get into it and understand why XLE made the move that it did and the indications or indicators that I saw leading up to that. All right, so on my chart, you look closely, I have some colors here. All right, so we have the green, we have the red, and we have the blue. The last time that I was talking about XLE, I had mentioned, where it was going, in this pattern that you're seeing before is this pattern that's called an AMD. So AMD stands for accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. Okay, so let's just go over that really quickly. We have the green zone, which is our accumulation phase, where price is not really doing much. It's kind of just going up and down. It's like trading within this zone. It's going sideways. Now you can even check back here. It's still kind of like in this accumulation phase. It did go a little bit lower here, but roughly it's staying within this area. It's not really breaking out. All right. So I started here because this is more of a tighter area of accumulation, and then also just to note, we're on a weekly chart. So this is weeks and weeks of accumulation happening, and then we finally get this displacement candle which is our manipulation. So displacement is this huge drop. Look at this. You see this bar? This is red, by the way. Sorry, I forgot. I changed my colors and I'm not doing this on my regular charts. But so in case you don't know, the yellow represents green bars and the black with the blue outline represents my red bars, which is price going down. So you have your displacement to the downside. But notice what happens when you displace to the downside. You are hitting these liquidity targets here, which are stop losses, and they're collecting orders. Notice once it gets down to this area, and also you have this order block here, price reacts in an interesting way. It doesn't continue down, but it rather comes up. Now, we have our range right here that's set within this green box. Normally, what you'd want to see, and this I learned from my mentor, Abisai. He has a YouTube channel as well. It's called AB Trades. You should go check it out. Excellent stuff. One of the things that you want to see is if price is going to break out and continue to the downside, you want to see price come up to this zone. If it reacts like it comes back up, and then reject and then continue lower. Now notice that didn't happen. What we ended up seeing instead was price came back into the range and then continued to stay within this range. It didn't hit reject then come lower, making lower high and then a lower low. No, in fact, it did make a lower high, but then it would come down here and it made a higher low, which then proceeded to continue to go to make a higher high. Okay, so we have a setup. We had our accumulation. We had a manipulation, which was to stop everyone out, thinking that price is finally breaking out. Because remember, whenever we accumulate, price is going to expand in one direction, either up or down. But in this sense, it expanded down, but didn't stay down, came back into the range, made a higher low, and now it's breaking a little bit back to the upside. Now we have our distribution, which is the last part of this AMD cycle, or Yes, I guess it was called a cycle. And we're gonna watch because I have it back dated all the way till September 2nd. If you look at the bottom right here, sorry, the bottom right here, can't really see it, but right here, yeah, it's on September 2nd, 25. That's when I made the last video, and this is where price was on the weekly chart. Okay, now we're gonna watch and see what happens. Do we get our expansion, or do we somehow continue back down to the downside? My bias was to the upside, and let's see if that played out. All right, here we go. All right, so we see, price is moving. It's it's just doing this little thing. And then we get an outside bar here, which then it is broken back to the downside, but it's still staying within this tight range. Not really breaking out, not getting below this low here. We made a higher low, and then finally watch what happens when price comes and doesn't break below this low, but continues to go higher. Still getting some sideways action, and then eventually watch what happens. Oh, price is starting to break out. Taking this way all the way up to the upside, where finally we stop here, where we are now. This is crazy. Now, yes, this took like months and months of price action, but understanding these patterns can give you a heads up of where price is going. Now, mind you, if you go back again and you check the video, I made this video in September of 2025. My prediction was that price was going to go here, and now you can even look and see all this was drawn then. So I had a price target of about 55 and whatnot, and I don't think we're done at all, but this is to show the expansion that took place after we swept these lows and then came back into the range and continued making our way to the upside. All right, that's what I'm saying. These charts don't lie. Okay, like I said, they do lie sometimes, because that's what they, if you thought that price was going to break down, then that would have been a lie, but that's just a manipulation that took place. All right, so I just wanted to give a quick update, show you exactly what, the update, obviously, of what XLE ended up doing compared to the last video that I made. All right, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below, like, subscribe, and you'll be seeing more of these videos. All right, that's all I got for today.